Some horror movie monsters just won't die, no matter how many times they're shot, burned, blown up, or even banished to another dimension. These are the icons of the genre who keep coming back, terrifying generation after generation. Their immortality isn't just a plot device, it's a core part of what makes them so terrifying. Today we're breaking down 8 of the most unkillable monsters in horror movie history, explaining exactly why they can't be destroyed, and what the films reveal about their supernatural endurance. If you've ever wondered why Michael Myers always gets up, or why the curse of Sadako never ends, this is the definitive guide to the monsters that simply can't be killed. Monster 1, Michael Myers, Halloween franchise. Michael Myers is the original unstoppable slasher. Since his debut in John Carpenter's Halloween, 1978, Michael has survived gunshots, stabbings, being run over, set on fire, and even decapitation. Across more than a dozen films, he's been shot multiple times, including point blank in the face, stabbed with knives, knitting needles, and pitchforks, and even blown up in a hospital explosion in Halloween 2, 1981. What makes Michael so unkillable? The films offer several explanations, depending on the timeline. In the original series, Dr. Loomis describes Michael as pure evil, suggesting he's more a force of nature than a man. In Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, 1995, the Curse of Thorns storyline introduces a supernatural cult that grants Michael immortality in exchange for ritualistic killing. In the 2018 reboot timeline, Michael is simply an unstoppable human with inhuman resilience. He survives being shot, beaten, and set on fire, only to escape and continue his rampage. No matter the explanation, Michael's defining trait is his ability to survive anything. He never runs, never speaks, and always gets up after seemingly fatal injuries. The films repeatedly show that even when he's left for dead, his body always disappears, leaving the door open for his inevitable return. Michael Myers is the embodiment of the unkillable boogeyman. Monster 2, Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th franchise. Jason Voorhees is the king of horror movie resurrections. After drowning as a child at Camp Crystal Lake, Jason returns as an adult killer in Friday the 13th Part 2, 1981. From there, his immortality only grows. He's been stabbed, axed, drowned, hanged, electrocuted, blown up, and even sent to space. Yet, he always comes back. Jason's unkillable nature is explained in several ways throughout the franchise. In Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, 1986, he's resurrected by a bolt of lightning, becoming an undead zombie-like force. In Jason Goes to Hell, 1993, his soul is revealed to be able to possess other bodies. And in Jason X, 2001, he's even regenerated into a cyborg after being blown apart. The films make it clear that Jason is more than human. He's a supernatural revenant driven by vengeance and an unstoppable urge to kill. No matter how many times he's killed, he always returns, sometimes through supernatural means, sometimes through sheer willpower. Jason's immortality is so complete that even decapitation or total bodily destruction can't keep him down for long. Monster 3, Freddy Krueger, a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Freddy Krueger is the dream demon who can't be killed because he doesn't exist in the physical world. In Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, Freddy is introduced as a child murderer burned alive by vengeful parents. He returns as a supernatural entity who haunts and kills teenagers in their dreams. Freddy's power comes from the dream world, where he is nearly omnipotent. He can shape reality, change his appearance, and manipulate the environment to torment his victims. Even when he's killed in the dream world, he always finds a way to return. In the original film, Nancy defeats him by turning her back and taking away her fear, but Freddy's glove still bursts through the door in the final scene, showing he's not truly gone. Throughout the sequels, Freddy is killed in various ways, burned, buried, pulled into the real world, and decapitated. But he always comes back. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, 1987, he's buried with holy water and a crucifix, but is resurrected in the next film. In Freddy vs. Jason, 2003, even decapitation in the dream world isn't enough to stop him. Freddy's immortality is tied to the fear and memory of his victims. As long as people remember him and fear him, he can return. The films make it clear, you can't kill a nightmare. Monster 4, Pennywise/It. It, 1990, 2017, 2019. Pennywise, or It, is an ancient cosmic entity that predates humanity. In Stephen King's novel and both film adaptations, it is revealed to be a shape-shifting being whose true form exists in a dimension called the Macroverse. Pennywise most often appears as a clown, but can take any form that frightens its victims. It awakens every 27 years to feed on the fear of the children in Derry, Maine. The Losers Club defeats it twice, once as children and again as adults. But even after being physically destroyed, the entity's proper form is never fully killed. In the films, it is defeated when the losers confront and overcome their fear, but the creature's cosmic nature means it can never be truly destroyed. Pennywise's immortality is rooted in its status as a cosmic being. It is older than the universe, and its existence is tied to the cyclical nature of fear and evil. The only way to defeat it is to confront and overcome fear, but the entity's essence remains, waiting for the next cycle. Pennywise is the ultimate example of a monster that can't be killed, only banished for a time. Monster 5, The Thing, 1982. John Carpenter's The Thing features a shape-shifting alien organism that is virtually impossible to kill. The Thing can assimilate and perfectly imitate any living being, down to the cellular level. As long as a single cell survives, the creature can regenerate and continue to spread. Throughout the film, the researchers at the Antarctic outpost try everything to destroy the Thing: fire, explosives, and isolation. While fire is effective at destroying the creature's current form, the film's ambiguous ending suggests that at least one infected person or animal may have survived, allowing the Thing to continue. The Thing's immortality is biological rather than supernatural, but it's no less terrifying. Its ability to hide in plain sight, split into multiple forms, and survive extreme conditions makes it one of the most unkillable monsters in horror. The only way to truly destroy the Thing would be to incinerate every last cell, a task the films suggest is nearly impossible. Monster 6, Sadako and Samara, Ringu the Ring franchise. Sadako in the Japanese Ringu series, and Samara in the American The Ring films, are vengeful spirits whose curse is spread through a videotape. Anyone who watches the tape receives a phone call and dies 7 days later, unless they copy the tape and show it to someone else, passing on the curse. Attempts to destroy the tape or Sadako's remains only make the curse spread further. In Ringu, the protagonist tries to give Sadako a proper burial, but this only intensifies the curse. In The Ring, destroying the tape is useless. The only way to survive is to perpetuate the curse by making someone else watch. Sadako Samara's immortality is tied to the curse's viral nature. As long as someone watches the tape, the curse continues. The films make it clear that the spirit cannot be appeased or destroyed. Her rage and need for vengeance are eternal, and the curse adapts to new technology as the series progresses. Monster 7, Pinhead, Hellraiser franchise. Pinhead, the lead Cenobite from the Hellraiser series, is a demon from another dimension who cannot be killed by any earthly means. Pinhead and the other Cenobites are summoned through the Lament configuration puzzle box, and their existence is tied to the rules of their own hellish realm. Throughout the series, Pinhead is banished, trapped, and even temporarily destroyed, but he always returns when the box is solved again. In Hellraiser 2, he is briefly turned back into a human and killed, but is resurrected in the next film. In Hellraiser 3, he is split into human and demonic forms, but the two are eventually reunited. Pinhead's immortality is a function of his status as a Cenobite. He is not alive in the human sense and cannot be killed by conventional means. The only way to send him back is to solve the puzzle box and close the gateway. But as long as the box exists, Pinhead and the Cenobites can always return. Monster 8, The Blair Witch, the Blair Witch Project franchise. The Blair Witch is perhaps the most mysterious and unkillable entity in horror. Never seen on screen, the Blair Witch is a supernatural force that haunts the Black Hills Forest near Burkittsville, Maryland. The entity is responsible for the disappearance and deaths of countless people over centuries, as documented in the films. The Blair Witch's powers include reality manipulation, time distortion, and psychological torment. Victims become lost in the woods, experience hallucinations, and are driven to madness or death. The entity can manipulate the environment, create impossible structures, and erase all traces of its victims. Attempts to fight or escape the Blair Witch are futile. The films show that once someone enters the forest, they are at the mercy of the entity. There is no known way to kill or even confront the Blair Witch. The only hope is to avoid the cursed woods entirely. The Blair Witch's immortality is absolute. She is a force of nature, a curse tied to the land, and her power is undiminished by time or human intervention. These 8 monsters prove that in horror, death is rarely the end. Whether they're supernatural entities, cosmic beings, or viral curses, these monsters are designed to survive anything thrown at them. Their immortality is what makes them so terrifying. They can't be reasoned with, destroyed, or even escaped for long. From Michael Myers' endless resurrections to the viral curse of Sadako, these monsters embody the ultimate fear, that evil never truly dies. The only way to survive is to understand their rules, avoid their domains, and hope you're not the next target. Which unkillable monster do you think is the most terrifying? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more horror content that explores the darkest corners of the genre.